Hello and welcome back to the Hit List. My name is Pat Gessner, and yes, I miss my beard too. If you ask me what my favorite subgenre of heavy metal is, I'd probably have to say power metal. I love music that either doesn't take itself too seriously or takes itself so seriously that you can't help but laugh. Which could also be used to describe most folk metal, but I think that mentality thrives in power metal. Strong, clean vocals, descriptive, sometimes storytelling songwriting, powerful guitar or keyboard-driven sections, a healthy amount of cheese, and you've got power metal in a nutshell. There are, of course, variations to the formula, which is why it's so hard to describe. The name's been assigned to everyone from Manowar to Iced Earth, even Children of Bodom, but after a while, you just know power metal when you hear it. Now, I tried to keep the predominantly symphonic ones out of the list because I could fill a whole nother one with just those bands, so your Camelots, your Nightwishes, they're out for right now. Like I said, there may be some debate on whether or not they actually fit the bill, but the point is, when I hear these bands, I think power metal. And once again, this is not a matter of who is better, who is more technically sound, or anything like that. This is entirely what I love. So without further ado, here's my new hit list, my 6 favorite power metal songs. As usual, we'll start with an honorable mention, because if I didn't include this band, there would be riots. The only reason it's not on the actual list is because my favorite song from them is probably the least powerful one they've ever come out with, but at the same time, it could be their most popular.
Now you all know the walks and their songs.
Blind Guardian is the band most people think of when they think power metal. This isn't a good representation of their work as a whole. They do an acoustic track on every album or so, but they mostly stay pretty heavy for their catalog. But god damn it, does this song leave me with that warm feeling every time I hear it.
No one should ask you for the name of the one who tells the story.
The best is if you hear live versions of this song, because Hansi takes a break for most of the song and lets the crowd do it for him, and it's just haunting. This is from Wacken a few years ago, and it gives me chills every time I hear it. This is a perfect metal crowd, even if it's for probably the most serene, calm metal song in history. Now, I can't stress this enough. Blind Guardian's catalog is great, and it's ridiculously heavy. Mirror, Mirror, Fly, Valhalla, all amazing songs, but this one I think is just so brilliant, and people seem so happy whenever it plays. I just love it, and I couldn't make this list without at least mentioning how awesome the Bard song is. I'm not even going to pretend I know that much about Dream Evil. My friend Dan got me into them by playing the Book of the Heavy Metal album in his car, and I haven't really taken the time to check out most of their stuff, but there's one thing I can tell you for a fact from what I've heard. They are equal parts insane, hysterical, and awesome. I know there are better songs out there from these guys, more songs that emphasize the true feeling of power metal, hell, even on the Dragon Slayer album alone, but I just feel awesome every time I hear this. From the absurdity of the lyrics, to the gang vocals, to the awesome guitar parts, it's a song called Heavy Metal Jesus.
I'm the heavy metal Jesus. I'm the heavy metal Jesus.
This song is literally about Jesus coming back for the sole purpose of bringing metal back to the masses. The novelty of this song alone is one thing, but on top of that, it's just a well-performed song. If it's not one of their more popular songs, it damn well should be. It's got a great riff, awesome lyrics, probably the best, simplest chorus out there.
I'm the heavy metal thunderstriking Jesus. I'm the heavy metal Jesus.
It's also got this great retro metal feel despite being made in 2002. I just love it, and I take the opportunity to spread this song and tell everyone the good news. Jesus is coming back, and he wants to bless us all with a flying V. What a great guy. This is the most recent song on the list, and it really took me kind of by surprise. I got the album on a whim, mostly because it has a song on it called The Unicorn Invasion of Dundee. So you know a song's got to be good to take this spot away from that one.
He is the prince of the land of fire, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is lost, which it shall be his, and this McFife is his name.
Glory Hammer is the side project of Christopher Bowles. He's the keyboardist slash head pirate from Ailstorm. Being from Scotland, he created a mythological storytelling album in which the people of Dundee are saved from the evil wizard Zargathrax by the mightiest warrior in the land, the Prince of the Kingdom of Fife, Angus McFife. Believe it or not, I've heard of much stupider premises for metal albums.
No turning back now, my journey lies ahead. I won't give up until the sorcerer is dead.
I can't honestly explain why the song jumps out at me so much as compared to the others in this genre. I mean, I really do love the guitar tone, and I think the vocals are really powerful, but other than that, maybe it's just the energy. It is spot on. It doesn't even need a real guitar solo. The dynamic between the keyboard and the riff is strong enough to carry it throughout the entire song, and it just sounds awesome. For what it's worth, the Unicorn Invasion of Dundee is a really awesome song too, and for all intents and purposes, it's probably a better song, but this one I know for a fact I will keep listening to over and over again. The chorus repeats itself just enough times that it gets ingrained in your head, and it's not leaving for a while. And while I'll always pick Ailstorm over the Glory Hammer album any day, I think this is still a really cool concept album with some cheesy, awesome tracks. Check out Tales from the Kingdom of Fife if you get a chance.
Now it is lost, which it shall be his, and this McFife is his name.
This song has been covered time and time again by every power metal band, from Gamma Ray to Hammerfall, I think even Skylark, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the original. I've gone on and on about how awesome Halloween is. I mean, some mulleted guy has gone on and on about how awesome Halloween is, but the basics of why this band is so influential, popular, downright talented, it all boils down to this one song. And in addition to having one of the best riffs in power metal history, one of the most recognizable choruses, and downright confusing music videos, Kai Hansen wrote it, and he said in an interview that it was actually a message saying he wanted out of the band. He left after Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, which this song was found on, so in addition to being a song that could be taken as being about breaking free from conformity and pressure, it could also be the first musical resignation notice.
Sometimes we need to be alone.
Michael Kiske vocals are at their best here, really showing off the amazing range this guy had, from the powerful speaking in the verses to that one scream before that solo. That's why he'll always be the superior vocalist in my mind. Andy Darris can't do half of the stuff that Kiske was able to, and that's why the band's sound changed so much over the years. I do like this version of the song from Keeper of the Seven Keys Legacy Tour in 06, but it's mostly because of the input from the crowd, not the band itself. But the original is a classic, there's no doubt about that. It's my favorite Halloween song, and I haven't heard a bad cover of it yet, so check it out if your favorite power metal band gave it a shot at themselves. Remember when I said there wouldn't be any Sonata Arctic on the next hit list? Yeah, I didn't know the topic was going to be power metal. I've talked about Sonata in the past, and trust me, I'll do it again in the future, so I won't take too much time with this one. This is from Reckoning Night, which a lot of people see as the band's transition between power metal and progressive, and it goes out in a big way. It's probably my favorite album from them. And the 8-minute epic White Pearl Black Oceans is without a doubt the highlight for me. metal songs that tell a story, and this is one of my favorites. A man works in a lighthouse his whole life. He has an opportunity to spend the night with a lady friend. He's caught by her husband and knocked unconscious. He isn't able to return to the lighthouse because of this, and it's left unattended. So because of this, a ship called the White Pearl crashes into the coast, killing everyone on board. The man's blamed for the deaths of all the people for leaving them without light, and he's so racked with guilt that he climbs to the top of the same lighthouse and jumps into the ocean. I never said it was a happy story, just a well-told one. Some of the lyrics of the song are some of my favorites of all time, like the chorus, which has this big booming vocal part, to the end where the man jumps, and it's all really well written. It's probably one of the best written sonata songs in the band's whole history. Like the Glory Hammer track on this list, it doesn't really need a guitar or a keyboard solo, just some great parts all around without the spotlight shown on much more than a few piano breaks. The emphasis is where it should be, which is in the lyrics to tell you the story. For a while, this was my single favorite song, and to an extent, it will always be one of them. It's one of the most emotionally engaging, well-constructed metal songs I've ever heard. Now, do you see why I hated the band for making a song called Shitload of Money? Here's something you probably don't know about me. Before I transitioned into a career in radio and lifting crap out of a truck, I was originally going to be a history teacher. I have a minor in history with a concentration in Revolutionary War and World War II. I guess that's why I love Sabaton so much. Sabaton has become one of my favorite bands in the past couple years, starting when I reviewed their awesome release 2 years ago, Carolus Rex. They've got a new one on the horizon, but this song, Ghost Division, is off the album Art of War. The album references Sun Tzu and how his teachings relate to the military strategy of later years, so naturally World War I and II are a basis for a lot of the material.
Always ahead as the blitzkrieg rages on. Wrecking morale with the sound of blazing guns.
The Ghost Division was the 7th Panzer Tank Division of Germany, led by the Desert Fox. The division was given that nickname because it moved so fast through its targets, nobody, even the German HQ, sometimes had any idea where the hell they were. This song is about their attack on France in 1940. It's a little romanticized, but the fact remains that the subject matter makes for one hell of a metal track.
Lost in the line of fire, thrust into hostile land, tanks leading the way, claiming the fame.
Historical aspects aside, what makes this song so great? Aside from the powerful vocals that just hammer into you at every turn, the great keyboard and guitar parts that make a commanding presence throughout the whole song, in my opinion, it has one of the absolute greatest choruses in a power metal song.
They are the Panzer Elite, born to compete, never retreat. Ghost Division, living or dead, always ahead, fed by your dread.
This song just gets you pumped up listening to it. It's a great song to listen to when you're at the gym. Shut up, I go to the gym. And it's just one of the many examples of when a power metal song can talk about war and not be generic or dumbed down. It's like Schoolhouse Rock for people who like bloodshed. Love it. Before I decided to do power metal songs, I was originally going to do a list that was my current favorite songs, considering it's been almost 2 years since I gave you the last one. But a lot of the songs I mentioned in the previous lists, this one included, have featured what I consider the songs I listen to the most and hold a special place in my heart. But if I were to make a list of my favorite songs as of May 2014, want to see what my number one song would be? If I had to pick which of Tobias Sammet's work I enjoyed the most, I would say Edguy over Avantasia, but I think Avantasia has put out some of the most empowering, beautiful metal tracks I've ever heard in my life. My favorites include Down in the Dark, Twisted Mind. I even like the most recent one with songs like The Watchmaker's Dream, but none of them compare in my mind to the Wicked Symphony's Dying for an Angel. One of the things I immediately latched onto in this song was the lyrics in the chorus. All the lyrics in this song are really haunting, but the chorus has a line that I absolutely love.
Living on a dream, dying for an angel. Reach out, waiting for a miracle. No sign of wings as you turn your back on me.
That line is so beautiful. It's just a way of saying, you've abandoned me, you left me on my own, you're not the person I thought you were. It's so smartly written, and the whole song is like that. In addition to having a great solo, great lyrics, and an amazing chorus, this song has probably one of my favorite power metal vocal sounds I've ever heard. The combination of Tobias Summit with the help of Klaus Meine from the Scorpions, another one of my favorite metal vocalists of all time, it's just breathtaking. They meld together so well, it's scary. I've seen clips of this song played live with other guest singers like Michael Kiske and the guy from Mr. Big, but my god, I get chills hearing the original. It's just a perfect harmony between the two singers in every section they have together.
And don't you remember your sweat and your pain when you were drawn to the bone, when you were left all alone?
It's not only a great power metal song, it's my current favorite song. If you only know Tobias from Ed Guy and you're used to the silly side that he brings to everything, I'm begging you, check out Avantasia, because there's a whole nother side to this guy's songwriting that needs to be explored. Not much else I could say. Avantasia's Dying for an Angel, hands down, my favorite song. Hope you enjoyed my list. Leave a comment letting me know what topic you'd like to see covered on the hit list next time. And be sure to check out my radio show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., where you'll hear all these songs and other ones that I like pushing on other people. Take care. I'll see you next time. By the way, if you want to know how I felt about Pariah's Child, it was better than Stone's Grower Name by miles, but it was not a return to the power metal sound that they promised, despite changing the logo and getting my hopes up. And yes, I actually do like the song Cloud Factory, but regardless, I'd still like to thank Dan for making this picture.